in-depth look at the 2022 Kia Stinger GT Elite. And I'm really looking forward to this for obvious reasons. It's the most exciting car we have, but also a lot of you are excited about this car. So we're gonna go really in-depth in this video, and that's what we do. If you've never been on our live video series before, feel free to skip if you want to the 3-minute mark. That's where we really get going on the content. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do is just give you some news and notes and show you how to join us live. So here we go. Flipping around here, you guys have to forgive me today. I just scarfed down 3 pieces of pizza before we started, checked my teeth, and I've got terrible pizza breath, but we're okay. You guys are on video. All right, here we go. If you go to our YouTube channel at 2 o'clock in the weekday, 2 o'clock Eastern time, and you refresh the page, you will see our live videos tab coming up right there. So you can click onto that live video tab like that, and that of course will launch into our live video. You're gonna have to watch an ad, but in the meantime, since you're watching an ad, let's run an ad really quickly. If you're looking for a car in Ontario, you can connect with me. I'll put a link in the description after this video, and you can connect with me. We're supported by 3 dealerships, Brantford Kia, Brantford Hyundai, and Owen Sound Hyundai. If you're in Ontario, we can help you out with that. All right, there we go. I gotta skip this real ad right now. And we did that. Okay, let's flip back here for a second. And we've got some comments coming in there. Feel free to hit the, yes, feel free to hit the like button. Somebody just said no glasses. I forgot my glasses today. It's been a day of me squinting at stuff. So I can see you guys just fine, but reading a computer, not so much. So yes, no glasses today. I have a little different look. All right. So what I'm gonna do is real quickly, we're gonna cover what's going on. We just did last week 2 videos on the Santa Cruz. That is a pretty cool vehicle. So if you're into a kind of like SUV with a pickup bed, it's a cool vehicle. We're gonna do a lot more with that. We've got more Kia classes coming up. You guys are asking a lot of technology questions. So rather than me spending a whole half hour going through a lot of technology, we're gonna break those up. We're gonna do a lot of 3 to 5 minute videos in the coming weeks and months where we go through all sorts of technology stuff. So if you have questions about some of that or any question about your Kia or Hyundai vehicle, we're gonna have those videos coming out. So feel free to hit the subscribe button if that's something that you're interested in. If it's not, you can still hit the subscribe button if you want. All right, so we're going to, what else is coming up? We're working on something I can't tell you about. I'm working on an interview with someone. You guys have been asking some specific questions that I'm trying to get answers for. And instead of me just giving you the answers, I'm going to show you that I've asked the questions, some of which we'll have answers for, some of which we'll get commitments to get answers to, and other stuff will have that. So a couple of stuff like that coming up. Can't give you full details yet, so just sort of stay tuned is I guess what we're saying. All right, so 15 seconds ago, and because I've found that some of these live videos, they don't actually have my opening line when they actually go live, so I'm gonna repeat that every time at 3 minutes now. So to my regulars, I apologize, but that's what we're gonna do. All right. All right, those of you tuning in at 3 minutes, welcome to our live video series. I'm Peter, Peter from Kia Hyundai channel, and here we go. This is a 2022 Kia Stinger GT Elite. Now, really quickly, those of you who don't know me, I have followed this car from the beginning. Actually, Kia USA had me down in LA doing a film shoot on the original Kia Stinger when it first came out, and they, I believe, still have those on their YouTube channel. They might not anymore with the new model coming out, but I've followed this car in depth from the beginning. I've taken it to the racetrack. I've had race car drivers drive me around the track of this. I've taken it around the track myself. Lots going on with this car that I'm pretty familiar with, and this, in my opinion, will likely be the last generation of the Kia Stinger. Now, I do think it will come as a 2023 car in Canada and North America where we're filming here. I don't know if it'll go beyond that. There's rumors of its demise as early as 2022. I think it'll go 2023. So let's talk about what you have, because this is an incredible car and it's priced very well in Canada competitively. Sometimes the Americans pay a similar dollar figure to us, and it actually ends up costing you guys a little bit more. And I think that's part of the reason for a little bit slower sales in the States than in Canada. Canada, I think we do fairly well with this car, and it's a really good value. Now, if you've known the Stinger before, the GT Limited still exists, but it has changed. If you are in the past looking at a GT Limited, you should look at the GT Elite right now. So let's just quickly show you the model trims, and we'll jump right in the car. All right, trim lines, we've got 3. So we've gotten rid of the lower levels in Canada. GT Limited is now our entry-level Stinger. It is still the 368 horsepower twin-turbo V6 engine. So very much like the previous Limited, it has a few more technology-ish things, but a few of the things like fancier seats that were taken out. The GT Elite, for about $2,500 more, adds all of the new technology and all the old previous GT Limited features. Then you've got the suede edition. There is going to be a scorpion edition in Canada. It's not on the website yet, and it won't be the same as the American Scorpion edition. We'll save that for when we see it a little bit later on. All right, lots going on. Do me a favor, guys, hit the like button if you want, and now let's dig in. 2022 Kia Stinger, you've got the new Kia key, and you've got the, let me just flip it around this way, remote start right on the key. So you can see that nice and clearly there. Remote start there and the new logo. That remote start's kind of a big deal because we always had that with the Uvo Intelligence app, which was quite nice. Uvo Intelligence, of course, is a cell phone app. You can do all kinds of things, including remote start the car. I believe on this car, on the new Sorento, you can actually use the cameras, the 360 cameras, to take pictures of the car on your app. I haven't tried that on this car yet because I haven't activated the Uvo Intelligence on these new Stingers, but that's a possibility that we could do that as well. So a lot of features can be added to that app as we go along. And that app is helpful. However, the app will be a subscription service at some point, and this allows you to have the option of not subscribing, but still remote starting your car. It's a smart key, which means I can just leave it in my pocket the entire time, and that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna start in the driver's seat, gonna look at the rear seat, gonna look at the trunk, we're gonna look at some of the other features, and we're gonna answer your questions. If there's technology questions that you have, let's go through them. If there's other stuff that you have, let's go through that as well. All right, jumping in, actually, real quick overview of the outside. Some new changes for 2022. Obviously, the new logo is the biggest change. You've got that nice Kia logo on the front there. Looks pretty sharp. Out front, not a whole lot of changes on this trim line. You do have these wheels, and I think universally people view these as nicer than before. I didn't mind the previous ones, but everybody who walks in and sees this car in person right away says, wow, nice wheels. Some people thought they were aftermarket. They are factory wheels. Little things in details, functional air vent there, cools the brakes, reduces buffeting, and a functional air vent there. So that's all function. Pretty cool to have here. A little bit wider rear wheels than on the front. And again, same new wheel there. On the back, new rear lights. We'll take a look at them on later. And then, of course, new logo back there as well. So, and of course, larger exhaust. It's a larger look. You can see if we look up close, not sure it's a whole lot larger. It is 3 horsepower more in this car, and they do have different baffles in the exhaust that do make it sound better. So really quickly, we know that Kia will be not replacing, but their next performance car, and in my mind, the performance car that will replace the Stinger is the EV6. The electric cars will be their performance cars moving forward. I love electric cars. I'm gonna miss the Stinger if this is it for it. And the reason is there's really nothing like driving a really good, well-designed GT sports sedan. And although this is a hatchback, I'm gonna call it a sedan. It is fun to drive. And I'm not sure that they're gonna nail that fun to drive feeling with the EV6 the same way. It's definitely gonna be quick, it's gonna handle, but this is something unique about the way this drives, the way it revs up and the way the power hits. I don't know if you could see that when I got in. The steering wheel is powered, comes up and down, in and out, but it lifts as the door opens. It comes down back to me while I sit in the car. So that power steering wheel, let's just flip around this way. Let's do it this way. So this steering wheel, again, tilt telescopic steering, but it is able to, when I get in the car, you can just sort of see it comes down a little bit like that with the powered function. Of course, tilt telescopic, it's going way out and way back in towards me. So you can really get that exact sport feeling that you want. The other thing you're gonna notice here, it's not a crazy low sports car. You do sit lower in it than in some cars, but the seating is kind of comfortable. It's not like you're way down on the floor like a Mazda Miata might be. The seats, of course, in the GT Elite have bolsters that can adjust. We'll talk about that in a second, so they can squeeze in on me. So I don't know, squeeze in on me on my sides, which does happen on these cars. It doesn't happen on the GT Limited anymore. So the Elite is a pretty nice car. Let's turn the car to the on position right there. Now the suede edition would have suede over here. We've done that as well. It's only about a $300 option to go more. You'll have red stitching on here, and then you'll have suede seat surfaces as well, which is kind of a nice look, but not everybody loves suede. So this is the Napa leather version of the car. Now in the Stinger, you have a few nice upgrades here. A little bit different gauges in here. They used to have sort of bar graph gauges. Now they're circular gauges in this screen. That's why I left it on this screen. The other thing you're gonna have, and I can't show you without starting the car, so we're just gonna really quickly start the car. Turn left here, you got the signal on the left, turn right, you got the signal on the right. That is a camera view in the mirror there. I gotta turn the car off right away. We're gonna look at the heads-up display there. It looks pretty cool as well. All right, so turning that car on is the only way to show you that blind view monitor view. So that's a new feature. What it does is, we'll explain later, the backup camera that gives you that 360 view camera, it changes the software to allow the camera to look behind you and you can see your blind spots. So yeah, somebody says, whoa, nice HUD screen, welcome screen. Yeah, it is pretty cool. So we'll do that again for you in a minute. I don't know if we can see if we can get it right here. There we go. It's coming alive there. Hard to film a heads-up display, but it does look pretty cool in person. Obviously, I can't focus on it very well there. So you have a nice color display screen here. A lot of people say, hey, we should have gone with a digital dash. They didn't. You can criticize them, I guess, for it, but I will say functionally, you gain all the same functions you would have on our digital dashes in there. So let's just scroll across. You can see lots of things. Ignore fuel efficiency numbers. Any car at a dealership lot spends a lot of time idling. So you got just normal fuel efficiency type information in there. There's a, oh, that can turn the car off. Let's just skip it to the side. I'm looking for, there's your navigation. This is what I'm looking for right here. Lane keep, lane follow assist information. Now we can turn that on or off. You can see the bottom by the park sign. That is your lane keep information. We used to have in this car active lane keep assist. So the active lane keep assist used to kind of feel like it centered itself in the lane. It's not as precise as the lane follow assist. So now what we have is a lane follow assist. Whoa, I'm sorry about that being zoomed in. Take a weekend off and I forgot how to use my camera. The lane follow assist is really almost like that self-driving type feature. And I won't call it self-driving in any way, except for the fact that what Tesla calls self-driving, which is not full self-driving, what they call autopilot, which is not, in my mind, autopilot. This has a active driver assistance package that is very similar to some of those features. And what it does, that lane follow assist in particular, holds you centered in the lane. So being a Stinger, I always thought that's not what I want on this car. I want to like hug the corners of, you know, when going on an off-ramp or an on-ramp, I want to hug the lines and that kind of thing. You can do that in this car. And then you can turn on or off once you get on the highway, this lane center. Are we back? Oh, we're good. Sorry guys, apparently we lost internet there. I just went onto my mobile internet, so let me know if we're back. Somebody says we're frozen. I'm just hoping that somebody will say that we're back. It does take a second, so okay. I'm disconnected, yes. I'm trying to figure out if I'm back. Okay, we're back slowly. Oh, well, back slowly is better than back nothing. Yes, we're back, okay. Sorry about that, guys. So again, lane centering, lane keeping, and highway drive assist are big functions here. Basically what it is when you're driving this car across the country, lane centering technology, the lane keeping assist, as well as the highway drive assist, the smart cruise control can keep your distance between in front of you and behind you. And you have in this heads-up display some of that, ooh, trying to get it right on here. Some of that clarity in that windscreen as well. I'm back, but very poor picture quality. I do apologize for the poor picture quality. It will take a second to catch up a little bit. I do apologize. I'm doing the best I can. Hopefully it'll clear itself up. The other thing that is new in this car is this new software. So you gain the 10 1/4 inch screen, and it did look weird to have the 8 inch screen when so many of our cars started coming with that 10 1/4 inch screen. A couple nice features that you have here is you can switch drive modes here. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. This is what happens when I look through the camera instead of looking through beside it. You can switch drivers here. So driver 1, driver 2, and the guest. You can customize this car. So when you're into this display screen here, it's going to switch my user profile, and it can customize things like the, well, actually, we haven't set it up yet. And it can customize things like the, well, actually, we haven't set it up yet. So we'll just go back to the guest mode. It will customize things like my audio screen, everything in here, so that the car genuinely feels like your own. So that's kind of a cool thing. You can swipe across here. You do gain things like HD radio data. Let's see if we still have that on this big screen. We do. Let's see if it'll work for us. Hey, it does. So you can see there both some live traffic data. You can see out over the lake there is some active weather in the area, but nothing too bad over where we are. So you just get a whole bunch of nice little features in this car. And then, of course, you have sounds of nature, which sounds silly, except I'll give them credit. Some of the sounds of nature kind of really feel like they're walking around the car. If you don't know what sounds of nature is, you're not missing much. We'll show you some other video, UVO intelligence information in there. And of course you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now, one of the questions we're being asked consistently, and this is a question I'm digging into, right now on the 10 1/4 inch screens, we don't have wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto on the 10 1/4 inch screens. We do have it on most of our 8 inch screens. Why? I'm not sure. I have my theories. There was a rumor at one point that it will come to the 10 1/4 inch screens. I will dig into that. I am actively digging into that right now. I will get an answer for you guys. We'll actually put that answer on film for you so that we can find out what's going on when we what can happen, why the higher trim cars have less spec. It's just a weird thing. Coming down here, exactly same down here. And then right down here you have, sorry, exactly the same. These are all sort of duplicate buttons, essentially. This is a button I like to use. It's very hard to film, but very easy to see. I'm trying to get the angle. There we go. That's how you can, oh, maybe not. Let me just try here. Sorry about that, guys, I'm struggling. That star button you can customize to many different things. I like to customize it for my Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. One thing I will point out is down here, you do have, again, a place to plug in for your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, 12-volt port there, a new wireless charger here. It's got some ventilation in there. This is a faster charger, which can keep up with your phone, and in fact, get ahead of it. Sometimes they didn't do a great job of really getting ahead. But you also have the ventilation in there, because of course, as your phone gets, charges, it can get hot, and that can keep it from getting quite as hot. And of course, you can hide it in there. Gear shift, typical Stinger stuff. It's a pretty cool design here, fits perfectly in your hand. Drive modes, let's talk about them really quickly. Drive modes are really special. So let's focus on the custom drive mode. You guys have probably seen Stinger videos before where they cycle through the drive modes. You've got Sport, let me just zoom in a little tiny bit. Sport with side bolsters come in on this car. Custom, let me go back to the top. So Smart is where I recommend driving most of the time. Eco, less fun, but it does work. Comfort, kind of a normal spot. Sport, and then Custom. Now, I want to go into Custom and customize the drive mode a little bit for you so you can see all the things that you can change. So we're going to go into the settings here. We're going to go into the vehicle. We're going to go into the drive modes right here, and we're going to go into Custom mode. Sorry, guys, I'm looking through my screen again instead of touching the screen. So here's what you can do to customize the drive mode. And these are all the things that change when you change the drive mode. So if we were in the powertrain area, you could go Eco, Comfort, or Sport in the custom mode. The steering, Comfort or Sport. Suspension, it does adjust as well. It's Comfort or Sport. All-wheel drive can also be adjusted Eco, Comfort, or Sport. So the custom mode kind of gives you an example of everything you can customize. So sometimes people want that sport driving experience, the sport, but maybe not the steering, or maybe the sport steering, sport everything else, but the more of an eco mode. You can customize all that, and you can change not just your drive modes. Sometimes our drive modes change basically the throttle, a little bit of steering sometimes. In this car, you can really customize that. The K5 has a Sports Plus mode. Is it similar to the Stinger? The Sport Plus mode in the K5 is a little different. These cars are very different to drive. This is a rear-wheel drive bias platform. Up to 80% of the power goes to the rear wheels in the sport mode, for instance. The K5 GT is a front-wheel drive only car. Even the all-wheel drive system, it only goes 50-50 front and rear. So different type of design. So when you say, is it similar? Yes, but a little bit different. All right, here's what we're going to do, guys. 53 of you on, 30 people gave us likes already. I really appreciate that. Let's see if we can get to 60 likes. I'm going to jump out for a second, take your questions. We're going to come right back to here, and we'll go from there. How easy is it to spin the rear-wheel drive Stingers? So in Canada, we don't have rear-wheel drive Stingers. Oh, sorry, guys. Camera mount's doing its own thing. In Canada, we don't have rear-wheel drive Stingers. We only have the all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive is extremely secure. You can wag the tail a little bit if you wanted to. Like I said, I've taken this car on the track. The feeling of safety in this car is very good. However, I will say, a professional race car driver versus me, when I was going around the track, I was bringing it to the limit, squealing the tires, coming back around, going through. Like at 60 kilometers an hour, I was squealing the tires. Whereas I went with a professional race car driver, and he went through the same turns at like 90 and 110. So this car is legitimately capable of going very fast with a skilled driver. I'm not super skilled, but it's fun either way. And I think that's the thing to keep in mind with this car. All right, let me just take your questions right now. Still searching. We're going to go for 60 likes. Maybe that was too optimistic, but let's go for 50 at least. Maybe you haven't hit the like button yet. A bunch of you haven't. So let's see if we can get a few likes in there. All right. Okay, how easy is it to spin the rear-wheel drive Stingers? Like I said, you could do it, but you'd have to do it, work hard to do it. Big concern is we don't get the all-wheel drive model. Yeah, we do. We have the all-wheel drive. Oh, you guys don't get the all-wheel drive in the States or wherever you are? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not. So I guess I'm wondering if you're wanting to. If you don't want to lose traction on the Stinger, it's not like driving in like a 1980s muscle car or something like that, like a Mustang or something like that. It's very controlled. This car is all about control. It's not a 700 horsepower Hellcat, right? However, I bet you that most of you could drive this car faster than you could drive a Hellcat, other than a pure straight line, because this thing is so easy to drive handling wise. So there we go. Okay. If you Turn off traction control, you can get the rear wheel out if you want. That's right. So traction control on will definitely keep you safe. Traction control off, I wouldn't do that anywhere but a racetrack. But again, this car's controllable even with traction control off. To be fair, I've raced with, not raced, but I've gone around the track with traction control on. It's not super intrusive on the sport modes. It's very nice. UK doesn't get the all drive. Okay, perfect, so it's UK. Suede aside, in the suede package, is the leather still real or does it switch back to leatherette? Oh no, this is not just real leather, it's Napa leather. So very nice leather in this car. 2022 does have remote start. Yes, that's correct. Does it have launch control? Absolutely. So launch control is pretty simple. Put it in sport mode, hold down the traction control button for 5 seconds or so. It'll tell you traction control is fully disabled, traction and stability controller disabled. And then it'll say launch control ready. You floor the brake pedal, and you take your second foot, you floor the gas pedal, it'll rev to a certain point, you dump the brake pedal, boom, the thing goes. It's kind of cool. A lot of fun. And the thing that I think, like, this is what I'm gonna miss with the electric cars. I love electric cars, but there is a drama that comes along with this car, with the way it revs, the way it goes through the gears, that kind of thing. Will there at least be a 2023 model? Don't know. I do expect us to see a 2023 model for sure. There's gonna be, I'm not sure if there'll be a Stinger beyond this. I think Kia has been pretty clear about their commitment to electric vehicles. And let's just be really clear about what I'm saying. The electric vehicles that are coming out are going to be faster 0 to 60 than this car. They're going to possibly corner better, but there's a drama that the way this corners because of a gasoline engine, the way the power goes. So really what we're talking about is we're going to have a car in a similar price point as this with electric, and that's why there's that rumor of this maybe being the last performance car. Off topic, do you guys plan on doing a video with base venue? Yes, I'll do a base venue. We'll do it this week if you want, if I can, if I have one in stock. All right, let's keep going back to the car here. We're gonna jump through the rear seat, gonna go through the trunk. I wanna talk about some advantages and disadvantages of this style of car. Being an all-wheel drive car, you have a tall center pillar. That's because a drive shaft runs through there. This can very comfortably sit 4 passengers, but legally 5. I do recommend, if you're gonna take 5 passengers all the time, that maybe this isn't the best car. However, I'm gonna be sitting behind myself right back here, and check it out, it's pretty good. I'm gonna flip this aside. Again, this car has not been fully taken care of. First of all, I'll flip it around to my head, you can see me getting in. It is a fairly low car, but getting in the back seat, does that look too bad to get into? Doesn't look too bad to me. Headroom, not a ton, but I'm 6 feet tall, and it's enough. So can you fit a 6-footer back here? You can. Width is excellent. It's a very wide car, wide feeling on the inside. And my knee room is very good as well. So really good space for me, for a sports car for sure, back here. A lot of sports cars, no rear seat space. I'm comfortable back here. The angle of the seat back is very good. There is an armrest down here in the center, and you have a whole bunch of nice little features down here, like 12-volt port here, USB port here. You can see that right there. And then you have these little vents, which can be turned on, which they were off. Now they're turned on. And of course, you can control the air, cold and hot. So kind of a nice little setup back here. The little pockets in the seats, and of course this plastic seat is easy to clean if anybody's back here. But you also have a nice little speaker set back here. You've got the Harman Kardon sound system, but there's your tweeter, there's your mid-range, there's more of your bass. There is a subwoofer underneath the driver's seat, I believe it is in this car. So you have fantastic sound, but even in the back seat, very good sound. The other thing in this car has a bit of a suede roof liner, not so suedey that it leaves a ton of marks, but you can see if I push hard like that, I can leave a little bit of mark. It's not the kind of thing where the kids can write words and pictures up in the top and it sticks out, but it does give that nice feeling. And then what I didn't point out, what I should have, is I should have opened the sunroof panel. That is a powered sunroof panel. Of course, it's almost like a panoramic roof without the rear panel. So much larger than an average regular sunroof. If you want it closed, you do have that nice sound deadening panel over top of there. And if you want it open, obviously the sound reflects off the glass a little bit more. Not a big deal, but that's why they put those panels in. But you can have that and you can open up as well. So we'll take a look at that in a second here. Let's jump out one more time. Oh, I forgot to mention the most important thing. Because we're Canadian, we have a lot of hot bums in Canada. And the reason we have hot bums is because Kia takes care of us. They give us 3 levels of seat heating on the rear seat. So that's pretty good. Most rear seats, if they have heat, are only 1 or 2 levels. 3 levels of seat heating in the Stinger. So that's why Canadians have hot bums. I'm sticking with that, and somebody from Kia is going to give me a call at some point if they ever make it this far in the video. I want to show you the trunk as well. The trunk can do a lot of things. You'll see that I touched that and opened it up. There's a lot of ways to open it up. Just having the key fob near the car, you can approach the car, you can activate the smart tailgate function. We've done videos on this before where if this is me, I'm approaching the car with a tailgate or the key in my pocket, and what you can do is by standing right there, the lights will blink 5 times in 3 seconds, and the trunk can open. So you can just stand behind the car, no swinging your feet underneath the center of the car. If you want it to work like that, you can. Back here, you've got a very important little feature that I think a lot of people forget to mention. That is a cargo net, and you can see there's tie downs in this car here. Tie down there, tie downs back here, if I can get there. 1, 2, and then same thing on the other side. So you can put a cargo net flat along the ground, and that's just a nice feature to have to hold your cargo in place when you're driving actively. Somebody says, so no cruise control. There is smart cruise control in this car. I missed a few questions, guys. I will get to them. I do want to do my little teddy bear test. What I do always with this is, teddy bear is my trunk measurement tool. Now, in the Stinger, teddy bear looks a little squished this way. Keep in mind, teddy bear is massive. You could almost set him down like this in here and squeeze him the same way. I don't know if that really, maybe doesn't look great. But the trunk in the Stinger is very large. And of course, you can fold the seats down. You can create more height by taking this panel out, or just even setting it on the floor. But the Stinger has a very, very large trunk for a sports car, and almost SUV-like in its opening, which is a nice thing to have. You got all-wheel drive, you've got a big hatch, so if you're used to driving an SUV, but you want something way more fun, that's it. All right, gonna go back to take your questions, then we're gonna go through the lighting review, and then we'll probably just wrap it up. If you have more questions, we'll stay with you. I'm just gonna put my teddy bear back on his chair there. He's gonna fall over. Nope, he's good. All right, so let me just shut the trunk here. And you don't need to see me. To close the trunk down, you can use a key fob. You can use all kinds of ways. You can close it from inside the car, or you can just touch that. All right. You guys are talking about the break-in. Yeah, there is break-in procedure on this car. I haven't got it memorized. Somebody said 600 miles. Try not to stay 1 p.m. for too long. Yeah, that's pretty common. Yeah, so most of our break-in, when I've been reading that, I know I was reading the Santa Cruz break-in. Same thing. Try to keep it under 4,000 RPM for the first little bit. I don't know exactly. Somebody's saying 600 miles. That could be true. But yeah, break-in is kind of a normal thing on some of these cars. I don't think you'll be disappointed with 4,000 RPM in this car. I think you'll be really impressed with what 4,000 RPM really is in this. Why that break-in? There's a lot of theories on this. It allows everything to seat in place with pressure, so you don't go straight on the highway. Break-in is probably another video to do, but there is that. I think Teddy fell asleep in the trunk. I think he did. Yeah, it's pretty common for a gasoline engine of any kind. If you dig through the right owner's manual to see a break-in system where you have to. My motorcycle was like 1,000 kilometers, and I couldn't go over like 3,000 RPM on a vehicle that revved to 12,000, so that was awkward. All right. Believe all cars. Okay. I'm curious as to whether or not the Stinger. Okay, we talked about break-in. Yeah. I was aware the leather in the GT Elite is real Napa. My question was with regards to suede package. Are the leather... Oh, okay. So I missed that question earlier. Somebody was asking earlier if the leather was real. Is the leather real with the suede package? I've always assumed it was, because usually in our own internal material, they tell us that the leather's not real. So I don't think it's Napa leather, but I have no reason to believe it wouldn't be real leather. Generally in the inside information that we have, the dealer-only information that we have, they clarify if it's not real leather or if it's a leatherette or something like that. To the best of my knowledge, it has not been clarified that it's not leather. They call it leather and they don't clarify that. So I would think it is leather on that. It's possible I'm wrong, but I would think it is. I feel pretty good about saying that. You sat in both so far. Which do you prefer? Okay, so here's the thing. Which do I prefer? It doesn't really matter which one I prefer, but I like suede sports cars because I like cloth. And the reason I like cloth and suede is you don't slide around in the seat as much. So for 99% of people, they don't care about that. If you're taking this car and driving athletically, the suede grips you in place. If you drive a high-end Porsche, something like that, it's often available with an Alcantara or a suede or something like that. And the reason is it's just more sporty, holds you in place. Now, some people don't like that their butt imprint will be marked on the suede or something like that. Some people question the durability. That's not a concern for me. So I like the suede. I think it looks cool too with the red stitching, but I hold nothing against you if you want the leather because the seats are so good. Let's just show you one little quick thing on the seats here too. Two little adjustments that make these seats incredible. Right here, this little, like you've got 4-way lumbar, not just 2-way. So this little bar right there, when I'm adjusting that, what that's doing is squeezing in and out these side bolsters. Put it in sport mode and they'll automatically squeeze in a little bit. So that's really good. And then you also have full support here out the front here. So if you have longer legs, it'll support right underneath your leg right here. So that makes a huge difference for a longer leg person. Overall, the seats are great. You're not gonna move around in them if you don't want. But yeah, just the seat is very, very good. All right, we're looking for 5 more likes, guys. We're gonna go for 50 likes. We'll lower expectations. There's a couple questions I was gonna get to. I do wanna show you lighting and we'll finish that up. Main concern is the silly markup. I'm hearing this a lot, guys. So let's just really clarify really quickly. Markup on these cars doesn't happen here at Brantford Kia. You know, some cars are, I'm hearing $5,000 over in the States, $10,000 over, which is harsh. We don't do that here. So just if you're looking to buy locally, you don't have to worry about that here. Okay, fairly close to pulling this trigger on the Stinger. I think you'll enjoy it. I think if it's the kind of car that works for you, you are gonna love it. Should owners of the Stinger be worried about the discontinuation of the Stinger? Will it be harder to get parts? No, no. If they discontinue the Stinger, like I said, it's a strategy decision because they're moving electric. And if you have an electric car in a similar price point with similar power, their concern is, does Kia have that brand power to do them both? Parts, no, we can still get parts for all kinds of our older vehicles that are discontinued. It will not be a concern. I'm just not worried about that at all. We're not the Kia that we were 30 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever. So that's it. Seen some Kia dealers trying to sell the Limited for $55,000 in Canada. Okay, let's just take a look at that. Somebody's seen Kia dealers trying to sell the Stinger for $55,000 in Canada. Well, let's just take a look at what that means. Limited is $50,495. There is freight on top of that, so we're not $50,000. Let's just go over here. Here's the window sticker, $52,995 for this car. With the freight, the color charge, $55,195. So it's possible that some of the advertised pricing on the dealers, there's good advertising laws in Canada. I always quote MSRP without the freight. That's just for consistency, and that's what I've always done in all my videos. But it's possible that you'll see dealers put in any administration fee, any other fees, licensing fees. Sometimes they put that in their sale price when they're advertising, just to be fully transparent. So I'm not running a full ad for this. I'm purely quoting MSRP. Our dealership will include the freight and other things in there. So $55,195 might be the price you see online. However, just for consistency of my videos, I'm always quoting MSRP. So that's where some of that can come from. I'm not too concerned about people trying to really take advantage. Let's turn lighting on real quickly. We'll take a look at that. And we're gonna turn the 4-ways on as well. And then we'll wrap this video up. Take a look along the front side. Nice bright LEDs in the signal lights, which we've had for a long time. Down here, you still got that really cool multi-level, it's hard to see in person, that 3-level signal light on there that is LED. We have very few LED signal lights front and rear. You'll see the daytime running lights start to flicker when I come in close here. They don't flicker in real life. They are a nice solid white light, looks pretty cool in real life. And then you have, of course, your headlights. And I've only got the low beams on right now, but you can see they really bright there. Sharp cutoff, really good lights. You don't need fog lights on this car because you've got lights down low. You have lights basically on the ground right there. So the low headlights with the sharp cutoff give you a really clear daylight, almost daylight color type look at night. So really good headlights there. And of course, coming back here, the new look across the back. Gone are those sort of circular LED lights that kind of go around that area. And now you have still LED signal lights and the solid band across the back of the LED lights. So they look pretty cool. All right, guys, we hit 50 likes. I really appreciate that. If you have a like to leave and you still feel like it, hit it again. We're not a review channel, so any car you want to see, Kia Hyundai lineup, we will have it in here. I don't care if it's a new car, if it's been out for 3 or 4 years, doesn't bother me. If it's a new car, if it's currently for sale by Kia or Hyundai in our dealerships, I will get it online and we can review it again and again and again if there's things you want to see. We're going to do a lot more technology videos, so if you don't understand the technology in these cars, you can hit the subscribe button. We'll cover some of that. Let me just double check the questions here. I'll let you guys look at the car for a quick second and we'll see. We were originally going for 60 likes. There's 60 people on and we've got 50 likes, we'll have had a couple hundred people on in this video, 200, 300, 400 people easily. So if you have questions, are the safety features on the 22 better than the 21, like the highway drive assist? I don't know if highway drive assist is better so much than the Stinger. I believe it. But here's the thing. As a general rule to your question, are the safety features better on the 22? Yes. Lane follow assist is better. The blind spot view monitor is better. So yes, the safety features are now up to date on this car, so that's very good. Beautiful. When will we be offering 0% financing? Don't know. If they offer 0% financing, Kia will do that. It's not really the automotive market right now. There is not a lot of inventory of anything, so don't expect 0% a whole lot of places. Hey Peter, let us know with a picture and a quick video of your Instagram about a Sorrento PHEV showing up at compound. Yeah, I don't take pictures at compound, but Sorrento PHEVs will be coming at some point. We have Virtu Kia Bradford in the UK. Is that part of your branch? No, we are Canadian based, so we have 3 dealers in Canada only, but I'm sure they sound like a great dealer. Do you have the Kia K8? Not here in Canada, although there was a rumor that what do you call it? Before it was called the K8, it was called, what was it called? Oh boy, maybe it was called the K8, K7? There was a rumor that we had one at head office at one point. I'm gonna see if I can review anything that they have there at some point. All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks everybody for watching. Cadenza, we had the Cadenza in the past, but we don't have it anymore. The K900, yes, K900. There was a rumor there was a K900 sitting at head office. Maybe I could have reviewed that a couple of years ago, but I don't know. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Tomorrow we're bringing back a Hyundai. I don't know if we'll do the base level venue that they were asking about, somebody was asking about earlier today, but I'll try to get that back in the mix very soon. We'll see what they've got over there for us to do, and we'll bring it over here to our studio. We'll see you live again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.